Nicknames can quickly etch a player into NFL history, even long after their playing careers are over. So today, I'm going to build a team using the best NFL nicknames of all time. We'll kick things off with our wide receivers, and first up is Megatron, arguably the best nickname in NFL history. Calvin Johnson earned this title from his teammate in Detroit for his strong, robotic-like abilities on the field. Standing at 6'5" and 237 pounds, he truly looked like a Decepticon in action, and he will be wide receiver number 1 on our team. To help build this team, I'll be using crazy NFL moments, online sports articles, Madden's AKA program, and much more. Once we've assembled our roster of players with the best nicknames in NFL history, we'll put them up against the current NFL to see if they can win a Super Bowl in just one season. Next up, I'm bringing in Justin Jefferson, who goes by Jet because he takes his game to another level on the field. Joining both of them will be Chad Johnson, who famously gave himself the nickname Ocho Cinco. Why? He thought it was a Spanish translation of his jersey number. To close out our wide receiver core is Tyreek Hill, who is known as the Cheetah for his incredible speed that leaves defenders in the dust. Of course, there'll be some players with amazing nicknames that don't make the team, so I want to hear from you. Let me know which nicknames you think deserve a spot on our roster. Now, let's move on to the running backs on our team. First up is Marshawn Lynch, known as Beast Mode for his powerful running style. When Beast Mode was activated, he was nearly impossible to tackle, and he'll be our starting running back. And joining him is current NFL standout Derrick Henry, who's earned the nickname King Henry throughout his impressive career. I have to give an honorable mention to Walter Payton, who was known as Sweetness for his personality and graceful athleticism. And now let's talk about the fullback with the greatest nickname, Mike A-Train Allstott. He earned this nickname because he was one of the most powerful rushers in the game, known for his hard-nosed style and relentless drive, and he's a perfect fit for our team. For our tight ends, I'm bringing in 2 players from Madden's AKA program. First up is Vernon Davis, who earned the nickname The Duke for his regal presence and dominance on the field. Joining him is George Kittle, who's recently been dubbed the People's Tight End. Kittle's play and charismatic personality has won over fans everywhere, making him a perfect addition to our roster. Before we add a quarterback to our team, let's bring in some big boys in the trenches. First up is Teron Armstead, whose nickname is the Terror, as noted in the AKA program. Playing right next to him will be Quentin Nelson, known as Big Q in the locker room. While not the most unique nickname, it definitely fits. According to this article, Creed Humphrey goes by Country Strong because he was one of the strongest players at the University of Oklahoma, and he will be our center. Finding a right guard with a memorable nickname was a challenge, but I came across Larry Little, whose nickname was Chicken. Finally, at right tackle, we have Sweet Feet Charles Cross. He earned that nickname for its incredible nimbleness for a 6'5", 307-pound offensive lineman. Now, it's time for the quarterback with the best nickname in NFL history. This was a tough one since there are so many great nicknames out there. The Sheriff for Peyton Manning, Joe Cool for Joe Montana, Superman for Cam Newton, Big Ben for Ben Roethlisberger, the Captain for Andrew Luck, Joe Shiesty or Joe Burrow for Joe Burrow, and even Danny Dimes for Daniel Jones. Since I can't decide on which quarterback has the best nickname in NFL history, I add them all to this wheel. Whoever it lands on will be our signal caller for the team. Let's give the wheel a spin, and it's gonna be Joe Shiesty. Definitely a really good nickname given to him by his teammates in Cincinnati for his ability to stay cool under pressure. And just like that, we have our offense filled with the best nicknames in NFL history. If you think this lineup is impressive, just wait until you see what our defense has in store. Starting with our defensive tackles, one of the most iconic nicknames in NFL history belongs to William the Refrigerator Perry. Weighing in at 325 pounds, he earned this nickname while at Clemson when his roommate joked that he looked like a refrigerator in an elevator, taking up so much space. That nickname stuck, and Perry will be the first defensive player on the team. Joining him is recently retired Aaron Donald, known as the Terminator, after winning the Defensive Player of the Year award 3 times. Now, moving on to the defensive ends, I'm bringing in Reggie White. His nickname, the Minister of Defense, ranks as one of the best of all time, and he absolutely dominated on the football field. Joining him on the opposite side, we have Mad Max Crosby, known for playing the game with a fierce intensity. Moving on to the linebackers, there have been plenty of great nicknames, but none are better than the Wild Man, given to Ray Nitschke. He earned this nickname not only because he was missing his 2 front teeth, but also due to his reputation as a one-man wrecking crew on the field. And just check out this amazing card art on his AKA item in Madden this year. For a second middle linebacker, I could go with B-Wags or All-Pro Fred, but one of my favorites has to be Samurai Mike Singletary. He earned this nickname throughout his career for his incredible work ethic both on and off the field. And for outside linebackers, I'm bringing in Cornelius Bennett, known as Biscuit, a nickname that was given to him by his friends because he always had room for one more. It's probably one of the funniest nicknames in NFL history. On the opposite side of Bennett, we have Terrell Suggs, who rocks the nickname T-Sizzle. Now, let's move on to the secondary. You all know him now as Coach Prime, but during his playing career, Deion Sanders earned the nickname Primetime. His incredible mix of speed, agility, and football IQ made him a force to be reckoned with. He could shut down receivers and change the game in an instant. Joining Primetime is the legendary Night Train Lane, for his love of the song Night Train. Next up, we have 2 New York Jets cornerbacks, Darrelle Revis famously known as Revis Island, for his ability to completely shut down opposing wide receivers in man coverage. And to close out the quarterback room, we're adding Sauce Gardner. Many may not know that his first name is actually Ahmad, but he goes by Sauce, a nickname given to him by his youth football coach that has stuck ever since. Next up, we have the safeties. First, I'm bringing in Cam Chancellor as our strong safety. He earned the nickname Bam Bam Cam for his hard-hitting tackles. At free safety, I decided to include 2 Hall of Fame players with amazing nicknames. First up is Brian Dawkins, known as Weapon X, a nod to the Marvel character Wolverine for his relentless aggression on the field. And then there's Ed Reed, who's earned the nickname Ball Hawk, because he always seemed to know exactly where the ball was during a play, making him a master at intercepting passes. For a kicker and punter, I'm bringing in 2 players from Madden's AKA program. First up is Greg Zerline, who earned the nickname Legatron during his rookie season, and joining him is Jamie Gillian, who has the nickname of the Scottish Hammer. Now that we assembled our roster of the best NFL nicknames of all time, let's see if they can lift the Lombardi Trophy. And the first game was against the Steelers, led by Russell Wilson. But our defense came up big on their opening drive, forcing them to punt the ball. This led to Joe Shiesty leading his offense down the field, and in the red zone, Joe Burrow keeps it for himself and scores the first touchdown of the game. After jumping ahead to the second half, the team of nicknames have a 28-7 lead. That dominance continued in the second half, and we managed to take down the Steelers in the opening game of the season. And after simming the rest of the regular season, the team of the best NFL nicknames of all time finished with a perfect 17-0 record. And as expected, Joe Burrow led the entire NFL with 4,700 passing yards and 64 touchdowns. I'm not surprised with all the targets he had this year. Beast Mode managed to lead all running backs, while Ocho Cinco had over 1,300 receiving yards this season. Both Mad Max and the Terminator had over 25 sacks each. We now take on the 9-8 New Orleans Saints in the divisional round, and the Saints offense came out strong early, getting down the field, but luckily our defense stood tall and they had to settle for 3. On our opening drive, Joe Burrow made some great reads and finally connected with Beast Mode over the middle, and he fights his way into the end zone for the score. After giving up another field goal, Joe Burrow keeps the ball for himself and punches it in for a 14-6 lead. After simming ahead to the fourth quarter, Burrow finds Megatron in the end zone for an unbelievable touchdown, and we went on to defeat the Saints in the divisional round. Next up is Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and it was a rough one for Jalen Hurts as he takes a huge sack on 3rd down. The rest of the first half was a defensive battle, but late in the second quarter, Joe Burrow throws an absolute beam to Vernon Davis for the first touchdown of the game. Fast forwarding to the fourth quarter, the Eagles are trying to make a comeback, but Ed Reed was able to knock the ball out. And for some reason, the Eagles ended up settling for a field goal. The rest of the game was all the team of nicknames as we managed to score once again thanks to this rushing touchdown by Joe Burrow. And we went on to defeat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. To no one's surprise, Joe Burrow wins the MVP award, but we now take on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. On our opening drive, Burrow was able to get the pass off to Vernon Davis to pick up a first down. A few plays later, Burrow goes right back to Vernon Davis for the first score of the game. Mahomes was able to answer back by working his offense down the field before handing it off to Isaiah Pacheco for the touchdown. The rest of the first half went back and forth, but it was a team of nicknames that have a 7-point lead. Our defense was able to get a stop early in the second half, but we were only able to kick 3, but at least we have a 2-possession lead now. The Chiefs could get nothing going, and Joe Burrow connected with Beast Mode for another touchdown. Mahomes was doing everything he could to start the comeback, and on 1st and goal, he can't find any receivers open, so he decides to take it for himself and scores to cut the lead to 10. One first down wins it here, and Beast Mode picks up 5 on 1st down. On 2nd down, Burrow hands off once again, and Beast Mode finds a hole to pick up the 1st down. And that was enough for the team of the best nicknames in NFL history to win the Super Bowl and complete the perfect 20-0 season. I'm just surprised we didn't blow a lead in the Super Bowl since we were rocking the Falcons jerseys. If you enjoyed this video, definitely go check out this video right over here. I think you'll definitely like it.